My greetings, Earthlings. So tell me, what are the names of the five greatest firefighters in Mexico? Their names are Jose, Jose B, Jose, Jose K, and Porfirio Diaz. And of course, a lot of people don't know that one day Jose and Jose B were walking around in the desert in Mexico, walking around, and then for hours and hours, so they're getting really thirsty, staying hungry, and Jose, he said, "Oh my God, look at that, it's a miracle, it's a bacon tree." And Jose said, "Rubbish, it's a mirage, it's not a bacon tree. They don't exist, you're just hallucinating because you're dying of thirst." Jose goes, "I can smell the bacon, so it must be real. They don't go. After all, mirages only affect your your eyes and ears, not your nose, knees, and toes." So as Hose runs towards the so-called bacon tree, a guy jumped out from behind it with a machine gun, started firing at him. Goes, "Oh!" As Jose he lay dying, he said to his friend, "You're right. It's not a bacon tree. It's a ham bush." Okay, so moving on from now, we've got not all the jokes will be Mexico themed. So moving on to different joke subject matter. I just hope no one gets mixed up over that. So school was always good fun. We learned all sorts of things, like we learned about the Russian Revolution. Do you know what they used to say, ladies and gentlemen, about the Russian Revolution? Do you know what they said during it? They said, "Trotsky over here and Lenin as a hand. Quit Stalin." So tell me, would you give that joke high marks? Think it deserves a gold czar? Are you Russian to hear another one? Well, let's see if you can check this out. Of course, history wasn't the only thing I did at school. I also did mathematics with a teacher named Mr. Malloy. And every day, Mr. Malloy would come in and he'd say in this voice, "Fourth year, get your calculators out." Oh, come on, fourth year. It's like pulling teeth. It's like trying to get blood out of a stone. And then, of course, he'd say other. Yes, Miss Malloy, I was always moaning about things. Like, he'd say, I was moaning about, like, one day I ended in my. So, I ended in my quadratic equation homework. He took one look at it and he said, "Niall, this morning I had to pass a kidney stone, yet somehow your homework is even more painful than that." Ah. Yeah, I really should have got the calculator, shouldn't I? Yeah, so we had quite colourful teachers at school. Quite contrast to university, we had really, where we had lectures on public law and the Constitution, and they went something like this. "The British Constitution is uncodified. This means it's never been written down and codified in a proper codified constitutional constitution that has been codified constitutionally. Unlike other countries such as America, where the uncodified constitution has in fact been codified into a codified constitutional constitution." Now, I had to have that for 2 hours every week for about 6 weeks, and sitting in there listening to the professor drone about the uncodified constitution that's been codified, listening to that was like having a vampire bite down on your arm, slowly suck out all your blood. But as your blood gets sucked, you realize not just your blood, but your life force, your energy, your will to live, everything, everything about you is just draining away. And you feel yourself being plunged into a dark abyss from whence there's no escape, leaving just a shallow husk of a human being behind. Of course, school's not the only place where you can do learning. I think we also had to, like my parents used to say, "Hey to me, Niall, you have to stop playing Sonic the Hedgehog and stop watching The Simpsons. Go to the library, get a book, read it, and educate yourself." And I was like, "Do I have to?" "Yes." Alright, fine. So I went to the library and I got a book and I started reading and I discovered to my delight I actually liked it. Wow, this is amazing. So my parents said, Mum and Dad, you're so right in telling me to take up reading. I've been reading and it's changed my life. I've got this great book and I've already finished it in a week. I'm like, oh, that's great, Niall. What is this book? Oh, it's amazing. Saying it's got no pictures in it, apart from on the cover. You see, it's written by this world famous artist that everyone's heard of, and they say he changed the whole world with his ideas and his visions. And even today, decades and decades after his suicide, the whole world is still living in the aftershocks of his ideology and beliefs. They said, well, it's amazing, Niall. What's the name of this book? I said, oh, it's called Mein Kampf. of course, and of course, speaking of books, do we all remember the story of Snow White? Right, she was one of the first books she ever read. It's when the evil queen goes to the magic mirror, and she goes, "Magic mirror upon the wall, who is the sexiest of them all?" And the magic mirror says, "Why, that is easy, my queen, Snow White." And the queen went, "Are you backstabbing piece of glass? How could you possibly say that Snow White is sexier than I am?" And the magic mirror says, "Well, your majesty, maybe I'd rethink my ratings if you shaved off your moustache." So the next day, the evil queen goes to the magic mirror. She goes, "Magic mirror upon the wall. Now that I've shaved off my moustache, put my glass eye back in, and been vigorously applying my wart-removing cream, am I now better looking than Snow White?" And the magic mirror took one look at the evil queen when she asked that, and he said to her, "No way, Hoseby."